Hello, Mr. Loosley here. I'm going to show you how to create original sound for your multimedia page. Sometimes this is the component that people are least familiar with, so I want to show you a couple of different tools. One of them is Soundtrap, and show you how to use Soundtrap to create original sound. And an even simpler tool is Online Voice Recorder, which I want to show you how to use to create an original sound. So, original sounds, what can you do? A couple possibilities for creating your original sound. You could create a playlist of songs that remind you of the novel. You could use YouTube to do that and post your playlist as an embedded video on your page. You could create a mashup, mix songs together. You could use a sound editor like Audacity, or you could use Soundtrap to do that. One solid option, though, is to create a reading from your book. And you'll find a lot of these on SoundCloud for books. You know, if I search on SoundCloud, I'll find plenty of people who have created a short excerpt reading. Let's look for the book I'm using now, City of Ember, and see if I can find a reading from it. Here's one. So this is a reading from City of Ember.
When the city of Ember was just built and not yet inhabited.
That one's got some cool background sounds too. So creating something like that as an original sound is a pretty impressive addition to your page. One way to do it is to use Online Voice Recorder. It's pretty easy. I've selected a reading from my book. You know, I might want to read a page or a couple pages, but in the interest of getting this video done quickly, let's just read a couple sentences here. I've selected a scene from City of Ember where Granny, who's a major character, passes away. She dies. So here's an emotional moment in the book which I selected for its maximum impact. I'm going to let Online Voice Recorder use my microphone on Chrome, and then I'm going to stop it and start again because that recorded some funny stuff. Here we go. She groped her way back to her own bed and fell into a deep sleep. And when hours later the clock tower struck 6 and the lights came on, Lena finally went fearfully into her grandmother's room. She found her very pale and very stiff, all the life gone out of her. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I want to approach my reading carefully, try and pronounce things.
Bed and fell into a deep sleep.
I can, change the parameters of my recording here, make sure I cut off that little click at the end of me stopping the video. Pardon the interruption. So let's save this. I'm going to hit save. Very important when using Online Voice Recorder to note that there are 2 steps to saving your recording. Once you hit save, it's going to come up with a blue button that says click to save. You're not done until you click this second button. And when you click to save, you're going to see that you're given the opportunity to save your recording. So I'm going to say recording from chapter 6 and hit save on that. Now I've got that saved and I can upload it to my page. I'll show you how to do that. On your multimedia page, any sound is going to be uploaded as an embedded media. So if you've got that downloaded sound, you can add it as embedded media. Let's change the title. This is reading from chapter 6 of City of Ember. I'm going to upload the file. I created it, so yes, the file is my own. Choose the file, recording from chapter 6, and add it to my page. Almost done. Any original sound you create needs a caption because it needs an explanation as to what it is. Let's delete the title and add in a caption. This recording is a reading of the scene in which Granny passes away. I chose this scene because, and we'll complete that later. So here's my caption explaining the reading. It says no title here, but when you click display page, this appears as a reading under your sound. Groped her way back to her own bed and fell into a deep sleep. So that's the way to post a simple original sound to your page. But let's say you want to get more creative. Soundtrap is an excellent application for creating something a little bit more involved. If we enter the studio on Soundtrap, we are going to be confronted with a whole variety of options here. And one of the things we can do is add loops. Loops are off the side of the page here, and we can pull out the loops. What I want to try and do is create a theme for Granny. In fact, let's call this, I'm going to call this Granny's Theme, or since it's a song to remember Granny, maybe we'll call it Requiem. Ooh, oh boy, Requiem. No? All right, here we go, folks. How do you spell Requiem? This is what you came to watch, right? Requiem. For Granny. Okay, this is my tribute song to Granny. I'm going to create it by adding loops, and I can add loops in here. You know, I'm going to want something pretty solemn to remember Granny by, so let's add a synthesizer and see what we get. Be careful to choose only the free options. Angels, that's promising. I love it. Nice and angelic. So to add this into my page, I'm going to double click it. This is going to put the loop into my Soundtrap creation. Now this is only playing for about 15 seconds or so, so I'm going to drag it out, make this a little longer. I want this to last, perhaps twice as long as it does. So I'm going to also extend my song. The song is as long as this purple bar. And I want this to fade in. So this white tool here is going to allow, ooh, gotta grab it carefully. There we go. I'm going to drag this white dot along, and that's going to fade my song in over the course of the first couple measures. So it'll rise slowly. Let's add a few more sounds. Let's get a bass sound in there. All right, something low and slow. I don't think I'm going to want aggressor, which is premium. All raw bass. That's not doing much. Arc. No, that sounds like a boss level fight, not like Granny passing away. How about bass cat? Definitely not for Granny. All right, bass deep oscillation. Getting closer. Deep synth. Oh, that's dark. Okay, I'm going to drag that in because I don't want it to play the whole time. So I'm just going to drag it into play like, in the back half of my audio. So there it is. Let's play them together. See how it sounds. Cool. I like it. I'm going to have the bass not fade in, just come in all of a sudden. We get a few more items in here. Let's check out sound effects. Maybe I want one more thing. I can do a search. Why don't I do a search for angel? No loops found. How about for something slow? Okay, not working. How about dark? Passing of somebody is dark. No, okay, that didn't work. But sometimes you can find things by searching. Oh, long night. The long night of Granny. Not quite working. Definitely not. Well, rather than click around all day, let me show you how to complete your song. Say I'm happy with just that. I am going to add a new track. And this new track could contain a synthesizer, where I could play along with the Requiem for Granny. And if you have musical abilities, that might be a fun thing to do. But in this case, I'm going to use this whole track as a background reading. So I'm going to add a voice and my computer microphone. So to record my voice, I allow it to use this microphone. And I'm going to turn down my volume. Okay, so there we go. And let's do a recording for this scene. So going back to the editor view from the instruments view, I am going to take this recording back to the beginning and let's hit record. Here we go. She groped her way back to her own bed and fell into a deep sleep. And when hours later the clock struck 6 and the lights came on, Lena fearfully went into her grandmother's room. She found her, very pale and very still. All the life had gone out of her. All right. My reading ended up ending around here, so I'm going to drag my tracks back. I don't need all this. I'm just going to fade it out slowly from there. Same deal with the bass. Didn't go cover my whole reading. All right, and I'm done. I'm going to save my work. Gotta hit that save button when using Soundtrap. But to access your file, you go out to your profile. And here on your profile, Soundtrap is going to start compiling my track. It's going to take 10 seconds. When it's done, it's going to offer you a download link. And your download link can be found right here. So I'm going to download that and post it onto my page. I do it the same way I posted my reading. So let's actually just edit this and change it to my downloaded Requiem for Granny. And post Requiem for Granny onto my page by changing the file. All right, here you have it. And when hours later the clock tower struck 6 and the lights came on, Lena finally... Maybe I want to make those sounds in the background a little louder. I'm not entirely happy with how it is. I can go back and change it on Soundtrap by clicking Edit and open that project up. Return to my work and make some changes that I like. So that's how you can use a couple different tools to create original sounds for your multimedia project. Soundtrap's a pretty powerful tool, and there's a lot more to learn about it, but that's some basics that can get you started.